Good morning. Happy April the 5th. I had a long night last night. New grandbaby was born last night. So yesterday was a crazy day. Anybody that kind of was keeping up at all with the day's events, I'm not going to rehash all of it, but I'm sure we'll talk a little bit. Good morning. I can't believe there's already 2 people on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm a little bit out of it. I was at the hospital to the wee hours in the morning. My daughter had my second grandbaby last night. Good morning, Sheila. Hi. Oh, Virgo. Sheila's like, I'm getting in there, and we're doing Virgo first. I don't care. Okay, well, that decides it. We'll do Virgo first. But yeah, my daughter had my grandbaby girl. Baby Afton was born at 10:33. No, I lied. 11:33. So I thought it was 11:43. I thought it was 11:43. I need to look and run her chart. So what happened was normally you need to write down the exact minute of somebody's birth, because when you run their natal chart, the rising sign or the ascendant. Good morning. The rising sign or the ascendant can change by the minute, because that's whatever planet is on the ecliptic right when they're born. But last night, the moon was moving from Taurus into Gemini. So if she was born at 11:43, which is what I thought she was, then she would be a Gemini moon. But if I'm wrong, she might be a Taurus moon. So I need to get that correct. But she was 5 pounds. Very tiny, because she was early. My daughter was due on the 19th, I think, but had some protein in the urine, a little bit of preeclampsia, high blood pressure. So they started her. Of course, I was hoping, because she was born on 4/4, so she has a master number there. And then 2022, so 22 is a master number. So I was hoping she would have been born at 11/11, because that would have just been perfect. But she had her own plans. But then if it would have been 11:44, then the 44 would have still been a master number, and her birthday would have started with a 4/4 and ended with a 4/4. But I'm pretty sure she got here at 4/3, but my daughter says no, it was 33. So we were all kind of out of it after a long night. But she's here. My second grandbaby's here. So even though the day started out kind of crazy, it ended really good. And I wanted to start out with our rambles this morning talking about self-fulfilling prophecy, because anybody that was here with us yesterday knows that I started out the morning warning you guys about the Saturn-Mars conjunction. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. So I was warning everybody about the Saturn-Mars conjunction, which literally pretty much the minute that I ended the live stream yesterday, I ended up getting a instant message on Facebook from a friend and peer in the psychic hotline industry, who was like, "Oh, girl, you don't even know what's going on. There's a girl talking trash. She's trying to throw you under the bus," and started sending me screenshots. And I was literally just like dumbfounded. And I was so blindsided. I can't even begin to tell you guys how that rocked my world. And, of course, it makes me so sad and so upset that people can't just be supportive and happy for one another, and the egos that get involved. But that's life. And honestly, I'm not going to really give any more energy to it, because I don't care. Good morning, Lakia. So, but my main thing that I'm thinking is just, sometimes we can use divination tools, tarot, oracle, astrology, etc. And sometimes we can make what we call self-fulfilling prophecy, because, if I wake up and I'm looking at that Saturn-Mars conjunction, which I was thinking, okay, it can start arguments, it can cause X, Y, and Z. And then of course it's going to, right? So it's always kind of trying to find that balance between, I need some lotion, between knowing what's going on in the collective energies and not creating it. Like, find the balance between understanding the energies, working with the energies, but not making that self-fulfilling prophecy. So I need to work on that. So anyway, the day started out really, really hectically, and I allowed myself to get triggered way more than I should have. But, whatever, the night ended good. My grandbaby's here. So good morning, everybody. What else was I going to talk about today? Just because I was so busy, at the hospital having grandbabies, I really wasn't paying too much attention. I know there were some other transits today I was going to talk about. I need some lotion. So what I will talk about, people that follow my Instagram will know, I love Kate's Magic, and she makes some really good energy sprays and stuff. And I have all of her lotions, all the different elements. So what I like to do is I'll look at the moon and see where the moon's at, which the moon's in Gemini today. Okay. So that's what I was saying. The moon was moving from Taurus to Gemini last night, literally as my granddaughter was being born. So not only do I need to make sure the time is right to get her rising sign correct, I think the moon shifted as well. So anyway, I like to look where the moon's at, and then I will work with that element for the day. Instead of working with the solar element, I work with the lunar element. So moon's in Gemini today, so we would be working with the wind lotion. All of her stuff is Reiki infused. You have a Gemini moon? Yeah, I don't have a preference, I guess, between the Taurus and the Gemini, but I just want to get it right. But I need to see. So anyway, we're going to do the wind. Kate's Magic, all of her stuff is Reiki charged. And I'm not affiliated with her. I don't know her. Their business is based out of Arizona, but I work with her products, and I can just tell you the energy is on point. Like every single day I use her purification and protection mist. Okay. A purifying mist to remove negativity, relieve stress, and restore balance, sandalwood and lavender. And you can just feel the energetics of these products. So I stand by them. So anyway, the wind element has neroli and geranium in it. And wind is all about energy and inspiration. So, definitely message me, because I definitely think that you need to get going. I know that you would be amazing in this industry. And despite yesterday's dramatics, I'm not allowing anybody to, stop me from helping other people change their lives by, at the end of all of the drama from yesterday, she does have a website. I'm pretty sure it's Kate's Magic, but you can also find her on Instagram. But make sure you're spelling magic with a K, MAGIK. And I'm sure most people know that regards to that, magic with a C is more like David Copperfield, magic tricks. Let me pull a rabbit out of my hat. We spell magic with a K when we're talking about manifestation and, magic. But usually it's spelled MAGICK, but her stuff is just spelled MAGIK. Kate's Magic. So anyway, Lakia, you are going to do amazing. And at the end of it, or I wouldn't say at the end of yesterday's dramatics, I would say actually at the beginning of them. So, there's a lot of people that work in that industry that aren't happy with me coaching other people that do so well, because it's, in their mind, it is competition. And, just kind of like I said yesterday, I live in an abundant mindset, and there's enough for everybody. And some people live in a lack mentality where, they just see everybody as taking something from them. That's not my problem. And I'll continue to help other people make their dreams come true and create an abundant life for them and their families, while, using their gifts that they were given. And Lakia, I don't even think you know this, but I used to watch you go live and do readings all the time. I swear I never unfollowed you. So I don't know if you still have that page or not, but, if you guys haven't ever seen Lakia do live readings, it is something special. So I already know that you have an amazing gift. And then you joined my group, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Lakia. Cause I won't coach anybody that I haven't seen their skills. Like, I have to know that you have it, because I don't want somebody to be set up for failure. I want to set you up for success. So I have to know that you have like a core foundation. So, you know, Lakia's got it. Let me just put it that way. Okay, so I know that yesterday, which I don't know if Lewis is on anyway, somebody had requested that I did the readings today with the Thoth Tarot or the Patch Tarot. The Patch Tarot is a Thoth deck, but I couldn't find it. So I got on my shelf and tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. So we're going to be working with the 5-cent tarot today. I love this deck. This is the original. I think she's on her second printing of this. This is an indie deck. Madam, what is it called? Madam Fortuna's, I think, or something. This came with a nice box and then this nice little bag, but it's very much kind of like circus sideshow type decks. Again, if you're kind of a beginner or you're wanting to learn tarot, it's kind of a nice deck because it will give you some keywords on the top and the bottom. So it's giving you honor me. Oh, I swear I thought I had said something before. And I'm sorry that I didn't because I was a little bit starstruck when you joined the group. So do you still have your page? Because I would love to. There aren't very many readers that I will follow religiously like that, but Lakia is one of them. She's very inspirational. But yeah, back to 5-cent tarot. It's got the keywords on it that make it kind of nice. And then for our oracle cards for today, I wanted to work with this unshakable inner peace oracle. And we had talked about this quite a bit in the Oracle Obsessed group when it was coming out, because I was supposed to interview Shannon Kaiser, the author, and she was reaching out to me quite a bit and we'd agreed on it. But you know what happened was I ended up just not being blown away by the deck. The images are absolutely stunning and gorgeous, but there's not a lot of depth behind it. So you still do Lucia this year on all platforms. Well, I'll have to see why, because I know that I was watching on Facebook. I didn't think I followed on Instagram. Do you have YouTube also? Oh yeah, because you're logged on to YouTube right now. Okay, well I'll sub your YouTube channel too. And you should post your YouTube channel on that thread that I started last week on Oracle Obsessed for people in our group to follow people's YouTube channels. But so yeah, the deck is beautiful and I love every image. The writing is okay, but I just kind of felt like the deck was okay. And then since I've been following her, she pumps out a lot of products very quickly. I guess I just start to feel like I noticed I started to not feel as connected to Colette Baron Reed's decks and things like that when she would have a new deck coming out every 2 months. I just feel like that's when we start getting into the mass produced. I just don't know how you could be channeling from source that quickly. But YouTube is looking this here, not this one. I'll check it. Okay. All right, I'll search you. So anyway, we were going to interview, and she's a great author, and probably a great person and everything. The images are awesome, but I just wasn't blown away by it. So I'm not gonna super throw myself behind something that I don't think is amazing. But because I've never really worked with the deck, I like to, if I get a deck and I'm not in love with it right away, I'll set it aside for a couple of months, and then I'll pick it back up and revisit it. And a lot of times I'll end up falling in love with it because it just depends on where we're at in our journey and our vibration. And sometimes something isn't resonating with us in the moment, but it will later on. So I like to give everything second, third chances. So that's what we're going to do today with the Inner Peace Oracle. So Sheila was the first one on. She's a Virgo. So we're going to be starting with Virgo for today. And we're going to start with this Oracle. So collective energy for Virgos today for April 5th. You guys, already April 5th. And Virgo, you guys wanted 2 cards out of the Oracle. So you are an amazing truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, transcending. How can you invite more grace to guide you today? So if you're a Virgo, how can you invite in more grace? And Second to that would be the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces are in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? So I would say start with that. Release the whatever situation feels blocked. Okay. And then maybe the way to unblock that is to make sure that you're seeking your inner truth. If there's something that you've been holding back on, part of your truth, opening your throat chakra, and that's going to help you transcend that. Okay, sorry, my hair is right there. So that's for Virgo, Oracle cards. Now we'll get into the tarot. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Lewis. Good morning, good morning. So, we're already just getting right into the readings. I had a long night with my daughter. She did finally give birth. She did make it here on April 4th. She got here. We're still kind of debating. And I made sure I turned around and looked right at the clock when she was born so I could get the birth time. I'm almost positive that it was 11:43 because I was like, oh, shoot, it was 1 minute and she would have been born at 11:44. 4/4/22 11:44. But my daughter this morning is now saying no, it was 33. So we got to get that correct because I got to get her chart run. All right, Virgo, you also got 2 tarot cards. So we've got the Knight of Swords, and Sheila, because Sheila was the first one that was on here that said Virgo. That's why we're starting with Virgo. And me and Sheila both know who her Knight of Swords is. Okay. In this deck, it's known as the Knight of Needles, but it's the same thing, okay? So for her, it's a Gemini, and she knows that. We won't go into any more details. But Sheila, it's upright, so maybe you'll hear from him today. But for the rest of you Virgos that don't have, Knight of Swords drama, yeah. Well, 11:33, you're right. That would be good too. Plus, don't forget the master number 22 because we're in the year 2022. So it'd be 4/4/22 and then 11:33. Hey. Oh, good morning. Hi. My daughter just got home. My baby daughter. Well, she's almost 19, but I still call her baby. Okay, so for those of you guys that don't have Knight of Swords issues, like my client Sheila, who's here, who's LOLing now, the energy of Knight of Swords in general is just taking action, being courageous, going in there today, making the world your oyster type of a thing. However, it is coming in next to the World in reverse, so there will be some type of disappointments or things that maybe you were planning on finishing up today that still end up being incomplete, that you're not able to get finished, which is okay. There's always tomorrow, right? I've been noticing a theme of people talking lately about not tying their self-worth directly to their productivity, right? Sometimes, some days you're going to be more productive than others, and that's okay. You don't have to feel like a failure. So yeah, Virgos, collective field is impacting you, unseen forces, and you are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, and transcending. Knight of Swords upright, go out there and seize the day, carpe diem, and the World in reverse. So there will be some incomplete projects or some cycles that aren't quite closed out, but that's okay. So, Virgo, so then what would be next? Libra, right? Good morning, Brittany. Hello, hello. And I didn't even realize until like Sunday, well, at least where we live, it's spring break. So a lot of people are home with their kids, and it was kind of nice yesterday. I noticed that the roads weren't that crowded because I think a lot of people must have like gone on vacations, and Disney World's probably crazy busy. We're at 11 viewers though, so we've got 11 as our master number. But Lewis, so yesterday, because you guys, I was saying this earlier, but Lewis wasn't on that yet. You got to check somebody's birth time. Oh, Brittany, Taya had her baby last night, by the way. So baby girl's here, but my phone was so full, I couldn't even take one picture. Plus, it was just craziness. But she's 5 pounds, I think 8 ounces, just a tiny little baby. But Lewis, so you have to check the birth time exactly to run somebody's natal chart. And it's usually because of the rising or the ascendant sign. But the moon was moving last night from Taurus into Gemini right when my granddaughter was being born. So I have to be really accurate also because that can affect her moon sign. So she could be a Taurus moon or a Gemini moon. But how I have it right now, she's a Gemini moon. Okay, so Libra's up next, which includes my daughter who had the baby last night. So Libra's for April 5th. There we go. Three of Cups, friendships. Sometimes Three of Cups, maybe you're going to go have a drink tonight, socializing. You could be going out for coffee with somebody. It's about community, collaboration, working with somebody. I know, they named her Afton. Afton Lynn. Little baby Afton. Yep. And she is precious. Lots of hair. Looks just like Max. Hi. You can come in. Okay, so Virgo, wow. 44, come together, we need each other. Okay, so that's your oracle for the day. Come together, we need each other. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others and the world? So both of your cards, Libra, have to do with community and collaboration and bringing things together. There are a lot of planets right now in Aquarius, so that makes sense. So yeah, regardless of her moon sign, and she had I think she has 4 planets in Aquarius and the rest are in Aries. So she has, and they're in the second and third houses. So she's going to have a second and third house stellium and a, let me view her chart right now. Sorry, third and fourth house. So she has a third house stellium in Aquarius, an Aquarius stellium. So if you have 2 or more planets in one house or one sign, that's considered a stellium. So she has 3 planets in Aquarius, plus all 3 are in the third house. So third house stellium in Aquarius. Then she also has a fourth house stellium, but that's split between 2 planets in Pisces and 2 planets in Aries. But then she has a total of 3 Aries placements, but those are split between the 4th and 5th house. But all of her houses are all of her planets are on the bottom. So when which again, you guys, the only thing I hate about using this StreamYard is that you can't see there. You can maybe see anything that's on the bottom from that line that goes across the middle. Everything on the bottom represents more of the private houses. So for instance, if you have a bunch of planets on the top, you might have a life in the public eye. Maybe you'll be a celebrity or a politician or somebody that will be famous and a lot of people will know you and your life is lived in the public eye. If most or all of your houses are below, then it's more of a private thing. 44 is fractality. Big congrats on the grandbaby. Thank you. Hello, Terry. Thank you. I'm going with Gemini Moon too. She's going to be magical with her tools. I think so. And I was kind of, again, I didn't have a huge preference between the Taurus or the Gemini Moon. Kind of the Gemini, more so because her grandpa, who's passed away, my daughter's dad, he was a Gemini. So I just kind of wanted some Gemini placements just kind of for that reason. But yeah, Gemini Moon would be great with magical tools. So Libra, you're in the 44, and like Lewis said, it's all about fractality. So in what ways can you multiply yourself, mainly to get out there in community and friendship and collaboration to make things happen, and have a day focused on socialization and community today. Morning, Mandy. Hello. So we started with Virgo. We've done Libra. Now we are on to Scorpio. Scorpio. The baby is a Sagittarius rising. Little Saggy, little philosopher. Perhaps she'll be, a world traveler or something like that. Of course, an Aries sun. Okay, so the cards are kind of big and they're very slippery. Okay, Scorpio, energy for today. There we go. Number 7. Things are not what they seem. You're only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek? Okay, it's for Scorpio. Something that you need to see a little bit more clearly. Baby shaman, yes. I agree. But those transits she's born under yesterday were no joke, you guys. And I'll kind of go back on that while I'm shuffling. If you see in the description, I put as part of the rambles for today, Yeah, Nate's middle name is Lynn. And so is Grandpa Max's. So it's Max Lynn, Nathan Lynn, and Taya Lynn, and now Afton Lynn. So plus it just sounds good, right? Like, of course, I think it's good to have a familial, name for a middle name, but it's also like you want it to sound good too. So what doesn't Lynn sound good with? But we were talking as part of the rambling, for those of you guys that joined me yesterday, and I was like, okay, you guys, the Saturn-Mars conjunct, and watch out for disagreements, and so on and so forth. And then literally, boom, get off the live, and just had my whole ass handed to me by some, fucking egomaniac starting shit with me for literally no reason. But that's part of what we call self-fulfilling prophecy. So use the tools for knowledge and empowerment, but be careful that you don't end up creating something by being too hyper aware of it. That's the balance that we want to create. So that was an interesting thing. Okay, so Scorpio, you've got the Empress, which is, we're talking about motherhood right now, but this is very much motherhood energy. Being out in nature and just being in your divine feminine. Okay. So if you're a Scorpio, and that also makes sense with, the kids being out for spring break, your kids are home. So you're probably, if you're working, you're probably having some mom guilt because you wish you could be home with your kids during spring break. And if you're home with your kids, they're probably driving you nuts. And so you're wishing that you could go to work. And graceful rebirth. Yes, of course. So that's for Scorpio today. All right. Next up, Sagittarius. There were some other pretty intense transits going on today and for the rest of the week, but I'm not even going to talk about them. I'm not even going to mention them because I don't have any more room for bullshit. No more room for bullshit. But it's no surprise. This is what I will say. It's no surprise how it happened to me. So I actually don't have any Aquarius placements or anything in the 11th house. And I mentioned that yesterday, right? But I am a Capricorn, so I have Saturn, right? My Saturn is in Venus, which Venus is about relationships. And, Aquarius is about the collective. So I don't think it's a surprise that the drama that came up yesterday is about the collective and the community, because those are very much Aquarian things, right? Trent's a Sagittarius. Okay. Yeah, Capricorn. Gotta represent that Cappy boss energy. All right, Saggies. The Oracle deck's leaning a little bit towards the feminine, but you can still take the messages from it. Okay, Saggy, nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? So this brings up very much Course in Miracle energy. If anybody's familiar with the Course in Miracles, it's basically the premise that there are only two things. There's fear and there's love. There's nothing else. Everything falls into those two categories. You're either coming from a place of fear or you're coming from a place of love. And nothing that's not of love is real. So anything that's coming from fear is fake. It's mental. You're creating that. So get back to a place of love, because only love is real. Of course, the book's about that big. So I definitely, super, Kim's is a Capricorn too. So nothing real can be threatened, because if it's real, then it's from love, and love is really all there is. Okay. So nothing real can be threatened. So Sagittarius, that's your oracle for today. Let's get into the tarot. Now, I actually was introduced to A Course in Miracles through a author that really, she writes books about A Course in Miracles, but she didn't write the Course in Miracles. Her name's Marianne Williamson. And she wrote a book called A Return to Love. And when I was like 19, my sister Miranda, who Lewis has now met through the internet, she lives in San Diego, but Lewis and my sister Miranda ended up taking a course together. But Miranda had given me the book, A Return to Love, when I was like 19. And it's so cool because she had written inside the book, which I still have up on my bookshelf. She had written in the book, you'll know when you're ready. Because, you might something might come into your awareness or into your consciousness before you're ready for that concept. And obviously at age, not obviously, some people might have been ready, but at age 19, I really wasn't ready for those concepts yet. And I don't think I ever even cracked that book open until into my 30s. And I'm pretty sure that Oprah had Marianne Williamson as a guest on her show. And they were talking about that concept about, nothing real can be threatened. If it's not love, then it's not real concept. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I think I have a book about that. And then I went and opened it. I have joined some Course in Miracles study groups before. There used to be one in South Ogden, but it was kind of culty. Again, the Course in Miracles, if you guys aren't familiar, it was I think she was a psychiatrist, and she ended up channeling Jesus. And the book's pretty big. Like, portion of the book is the channeled energy, and then the back of the book is a workbook, and you have like a little exercise per day for a year where you're just supposed to do one exercise each day for 365 days. So, there's that. This is why it's Rihanna Rambles, you guys. I'm going to be rambling in between. So where were we? Sagittarius for today, April 5th. And you got the World, but you got upright. So you are going to be knocking some projects out today, Sagittarius, completing things, or, perhaps you will be planning some travel. Maybe you're going to be booking some airline. I think I had heard at one time, Tuesday is a good day to book airfare. I don't know if that is true or not, but completing cycles, triumph, harmony. It's just a really good day. You're going to feel like you got some wins in by the end of the day if you are a Sagittarius. Okay, so Brittany, make sure Trent finishes out some honeydews today. Okay, as Capricorn. So myself, Kim, Lewis, and anybody else that watches this on the playbacks. Capricorn, we're starting with tarot. Hopefully everybody else had a better day yesterday. Hopefully you guys didn't have any Mars-Saturn conjunct drama. All right, Capricorn, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, clear mind, clear speaking, clear communication, honesty. Again, kind of, clearing out that throat chakra. I know I got some more things I could say. But I was trying to keep myself out of the Queen of Swords in reverse energy, trying to keep myself out of the swamp. It's always a fine balance when it comes to that too, between defending yourself and not being defensive, between speaking your truth and not purging. Like, it's just, it's difficult because when you know better, you're expected to do better. And I need to lead by example. So I'm going to try and not dip back into the swamp today. But for everybody else, Queen of Swords for Capricorn. Okay, why? Where are you going? The dogs. Gage is literally home with Max, so you're fine. Go take a nap. Okay. Okay, you can go back and get it, but you don't need to go right now. Do you need a phone charger right now? My younger daughter, here, sitting, it's right here. My younger daughter was with me, of course, when my grandbaby was born. We were at the hospital till 1, and then she had to be at Starbucks this morning at 4:40 a.m. to open. So she's very tired. Okay, facts, especially for Caps. What? That we have to stay balanced between speaking our opinions, or what part, Lewis? Let's get us an oracle card for Capricorn. Yes. And some people are about to learn that if you want to tell me that I can't do something, you are going to find out that you've ignited a fire in me. And what you can guarantee is that I'm going to take that fire and I'm going to turn it into something 10 times bigger than it was. So if you were intimidated with me to begin with, you better watch out. You better watch out, because I'm coming for you. Okay, Capricorn 27, the universe rewards motion. What guided action can you take today? These cards are so beautiful, but there's a glare. So Capricorn, what guided action can you take today? And because we got the Queen of Swords, it seems as though that guided action is going to have something to do with communication, and speaking your truth. So there's our message for today for Capricorn. We do go all the way and then some. And plus with my Aries rising, and we're in this, heated Aries season right now. It's a real struggle to keep myself reeled in. Let me just say that. I know that last week I had mentioned these bioplasma salt things, but they were just staring me in the face. And I've been taking them every day, you guys. They're like a miracle. So if you were on here the other day when I mentioned these bioplasma, they are a homeopathic for relief symptoms of colds and anxiety, fatigue, and headaches. You put 5 under your tongue and just let them dissolve. You guys, they're a game changer. 10 out of 10 recommend. They help you get grounded. They help your electrical conductivity to ground. All right, next, Aquarius. I feel like Aquarius people must be going through some things right now too with all those planets in Aquarius. Does anybody that's watching right now is an Aquarius or have any heavy Aquarius or 11th house placements? Because I don't. Aquarius, where you at? Needed them this morning when I woke up. Had a headache. Did you take some? They're amazing, right? And I don't know if you read the instructions. They're safe for kids. You can give them to your kids. Okay, Aquarius, oneness is the way. And isn't that the literal, whole energy with Aquarius is to go from me to we for the collective. Oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those that you don't understand? Okay. How can you show more love and compassion for those that you don't understand? Oh yeah, Angela, you do. Yeah, Louis, those just came across my consciousness last week too, and I was like, these are something that I feel like we all need right now. So how can you find a way to show more compassion and acceptance towards those that, and I would say also that those don't understand you, because Aquarians do have a unique, quirky personality that sometimes people don't quite understand. So what's your tarot for the day? You have got Page of Pentacles, or in this case, Page of Buttons in reverse. There's something that you're procrastinating on. The Ace cards invite you to, an ace is the purest energy of that suit. It's the pure potentiality of that suit. So, the universe wants to invite you to, Ace of Pentacles would be an invitation to go out there and, maybe a new business venture or investment venture or, something tangible, something physical, but you're procrastinating on it. This is even calling you out a little bit further and says laziness. Okay. So is there something that you've been holding back on? And maybe it's because you're afraid that people are going to judge you, because with this card right here, that says that you're holding back because you're afraid of other people's judgments. And again, yesterday, I have been under somebody's watchful eye for quite some time now and had no idea. But guess what? I don't care. We don't let other people decide what we're going to do or what we're not going to do. At the end of the day, there's room for everybody. And if somebody gets triggered by your success or you even putting your toe in the water to attempt something, then that's their problem. We live in a time of such connected consciousness. I feel like at this point, there's almost never an original idea. If you receive a really good idea through meditation or some other means, you essentially have to take immediate action, because if you don't, the universe is going to send that idea or that thought to someone else who is going to take action. There are things that need to be happening. We're in rapid ascension right now. So if you receive an idea or an inspiration to do something, you have to take action, or it's going to be transferred to another consciousness who will. And then it'll be like, oh, hey, that was my idea. I have a friend who literally last week, I was doing a reading and a numerology for her to pick a business name. And she, we broke it all down, which, Lewis is going to know a lot about this, but I use the Hebrew alphabet for that numerology. I'll show you the chart. So we were looking to see what business would be better for her based off of her placements using the Hebrew alphabet. You can see like Aleph is number 1, which is our letter A. Beth is 2, which would be our letter B. But like number 3 is not C, it's G, Gimel. But you basically spell out your name or your business name or whatever you're wanting to do. And then you add it all up, and then you see what the energy is. And then I see what planets rule that energy, and then look at her chart and decide which one would be better for her. So anyway, she picks a name, literally registers with it through the Utah State website, applies for her LLC, et cetera, and then messages one of her other friends, and her friend's like, that's the business name I was going to pick. Like that quickly, your idea could transfer to somebody else if you don't take action on it. To the Hebrew comment, Lewis, because I'm learning Hebrew as well. I found these flashcards on Amazon. So I got these, and then I found some stickers that have the like the Star of David, the Merkaba. So I just put one of those on each one. But my plan is to be able to write down like the tarot card association that goes with that. So Aleph, I do think, is the Fool. I'm pretty sure. But then you could essentially use these as a tarot deck instead of, your cards. So I think these were like maybe, I don't know. They were kind of expensive for a little flashcard deck. They might have been like $15 or something on Amazon, but really a great tool for connecting those dots between the Hebrew and the tarot. But back to Aquarius. So don't be worried about somebody else is doing something. At this point, everybody's energy is so connected. There really is no original thought anymore. Okay. We're in the age of technology. Information and inspiration is literally changing rapidly at all times. So you are here to bring in that collective energy for the age of Aquarius. Okay. Now, what's next? Pisces. But I will tell you something that's got me fucked up is, okay, and this isn't anything new, but I don't know why it's just the forefront of the collective consciousness right now. So those of you guys, especially if you study astrology, then there's some discrepancies between like Vedic astrology, sidereal, real sky astrology, and Western astrology, because when they changed the calendar to the Gregorian calendar, we went from a 13-month system to a 12-month system, which explains why there was a 13th sign of Ophiuchus. Okay. So, and then if you look at the Mayan calendar, and apparently this is the one thing I didn't know, is the Ethiopian calendar. The Ethiopian culture has a whole other calendar that they've been on for at least, 700 years before the Gregorian calendar was changed. And according to the Ethiopian calendar, we're only in year 2014 right now. We're in year 2014. So you guys will have to look that up. But the interesting thing is, if you look at the etymology of the words of the month, like think about September. Sept is I think Latin, but sept means seven, September. So why is it the 9th month? Then if you look at, August was named after Emperor Augustus, I'm pretty sure. And then October, which normally octagon means 8. So why is it the 10th month? And then November would be 9. And then December, deca would be 10. So why is it the 12th month? So our entire calendar system and timeline is completely wrong. Let me let my dog out. So it kind of messes with me because I really, I just want to know why. I need answers. Octave. Exactly. So why is oct, which would be 8? Why is that the 10th month? Why is sept, which would be 7? Why is that the 9th month? What do they be doing to us, you guys? Got to break this matrix, okay? All right, Pisces. Somehow, Pisces won't be last. We started with Virgo, so we still have to do Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. I thought I was almost done, but I'm not. So thanks for hanging out with me. Need to get back on that 13 cycle. I know, but like, what does that mean? What would that mean to get back to that? What would that change? And I don't want to learn. I don't want to relearn astrology, but I do want to have an accurate system. So I'm just so scared. What chart do I follow with real sky rest? So I'm really trying to get a handle on Western. I guess you would call it Western, but the astrology that I study is Hermetic astrology. So it is, I think, still more considered Western. But I have a friend that I met on the interwebs, and we were talking about Julie Kachia-Watts, who she's the author of the Ancestral Tarot, the Ma'at Tarot, Journey into Egypt. So I was obsessed with, because I've had a couple past life stuff coming up from Egypt lately. So I've been obsessed with Egypt. So I wanted the Ma'at Tarot, even though when I first went to get this, I didn't realize that it's called the Ma'at Tarot, but the whole tarot isn't necessarily Egyptian themed. But this was her Western astrology. This, if you're studying Western astrology, this is a really good system. But then she went to Egypt. Julie Kachia-Watts went to Egypt. And when she was there, they were looking at some hieroglyphics, or what was it called? Not a cartouche. A cartouche is like somebody's name. Okay, I can't see who you are. Whoever messaged me, it just says Facebook user. So I don't know who it is, but I'll check. So Julia went to Egypt, and they were on some tour, and this guy started explaining how our Western astrology is not correct at all. And so then she came out with the Journey into Egypt tarot and system, which is sorry, I just have to grab all the books, which also has a workbook. Oh, right here. Let's see. That's not the one. So then that is based off of Real Sky Astrology. But then she made another deck called Real Sky Astrology Tarot. This is the workbook. So I believe the original Roman calendar had 10 months and began on the vernal equinox. I don't know that I have heard that they're 10. So then if we had 10 months, how many days would have been in each month? Like 35? But the Real Sky, I think it makes more sense. It kind of follows more of like a lunar month, right? It follows more of a lunar month. So I'm trying to, of course, I want to study all of them. I do have all the goodies. The good thing is, like I say, is that all of these things are tax write-offs for me now. So it's kind of nice. And I don't really have any other business overhead because I work from home. So it's not like I have like other business things to write off. So it's kind of nice to be able to write all this stuff off. But I want to learn all of the things. I want to know all of the systems, but it does make it hard once you start to get a grasp on something and then you need to learn something else. But Ma'at is the jump. Like, do you mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still on Hylikia. Like, I didn't realize that the Egyptian gods and godheads had a association, an astrological association. Like, do tell. I would love to know. The ruler of Gemini. I don't know. See, I don't know. I never was really that interested in the Egyptian pantheon before. I can't explain it. I just wasn't that drawn to it. I really wasn't into Greek mythology either. So I don't know that I had like, I was always more into the Vedic and the Hindu cultures and those gods and goddesses. My confusion is around which star sign to read. Western, I'm a Cap too. See my Capricorn? Sure. Real sky, I'm a Sag. I know, and I agree. The thing is, I can see a lot of Sagittarius stuff within my character and my personality. So it'd be really easy for me to believe the real sky. But I also have a lot of 9th house and Sagittarius placements in my Western chart. So I wonder if that's why. But of the 3rd house, I don't know. You're probably right. I definitely wouldn't consider myself an expert in any way, shape, or form when it comes to Egyptian mythology yet, because it wasn't, I had always just studied the Vedic, Hindu, gods and goddesses and energies. And then I had some past life stuff come up about Egypt in my first quantum healing hypnosis. It was, you guys, it was kind of intense. I was basically in a sarcophagus. I thought I was being buried alive. But what do you guys know that what they used to do, if you look at the pyramid and they have those little weird little tiny chambers that not even a human body could fit into, that's like an air chamber. And they would, if you were an initiate to become like a magician, you would have to basically work on your meditation to a certain point where they would basically put you in the sarcophagus where you basically had next to no oxygen. And you would have to put yourself into such a perfect state of meditation and calmness to where you almost didn't need to have any oxygen to live. And they would leave you there for 3 days. And after 3 days, they would come back. And if you were alive, you passed the test and you got to go and move on in your journey as a neophyte or as an initiate. And you got to continue on with your magical practices. And if you died, then you were dead. And I had a past life in that. And I'm pretty sure I died. I didn't see my death, but I was in a panic. And in the hypnosis, I was like freaking out and crying, and we really didn't get too much. And then I went back for a second quantum healing hypnosis this January of 2022. And I, lesson for today, CV. What's CV? In my second quantum healing hypnosis, I looked down and my legs were black, but not like skin, like opaque black, like obsidian, like this, like black. And I was big and I had a staff and I was basically like Anubis. And so I'm really like on an Egyptian path right now, but I hadn't been studying it for very long. Naturally lean towards flying real sky, but also believe in the power of collective vibration. That's my thing too. So I believe that there was a certain system. I do believe that it was changed and manipulated for a reason that wasn't towards our benefit as a humanity. But because now Western astrology has been a part of our collective consciousness for so long, that kind of goes into the self-fulfilling prophecy as well. It becomes something, even if it wasn't, it is now what it is. So I think there is truth and accuracy to all of it. My main thing is I just want to understand what the intention of changing it was. Why? I know that it wasn't for our good. It was to keep us locked in the matrix. But I want to, so many answers. So many questions that we need answers for. But I would just say yes to all of the systems, but it does make itself difficult to learn. So I just kind of, when I learned about human design, I learned that in my human design, I'm actually not meant to like pick something up and read like cover to cover or necessarily like do a journey from start to finish. I'm meant to just take pieces and go. Like I just take the information that I'm meant to have at that time and I absorb it and then I move on to the next thing. I'm not meant to read every book or study every course from start to finish, which is why a traditional education would have never suited me, because I'm just meant to take from everything. And I used to be hard on myself and feel like I was like just ADD, but that's actually part of my human design. Frequency band, wavelength changes, like as far as why they changed it from the other calendar to that one. My thoughts follow into theory. The fool in the place of zero is meant to throw us off. I agree with that. Gemini moon. Yep. Gemini moons are in here today. I'm a manifesting generator. And so, yeah, that was kind of a game changer for me, but that's a whole other tangent. But so, I'm mostly studying Western via the route of Hermetic astrology. I'm in I've taken a lot of different courses through. I'm in an organization called the Brotherhood of Light. I thought I might have some things, but they have an amazing, you guys, they have an amazing system of learning Hermetic tarot, Hermetic astrology, alchemy, all the things. It's a church, so there is a membership donation that they ask, but it's only like $50, and they do amazing classes, and they have like a system, almost kind of like like the Masons, where it's like a level, like that you step up to as far as like a journey as a neophyte, as an initiate. Am I a 3-5 manifesting? I think I'm a 4-6. I'm pretty sure I'm a 4-6 generator, manifesting generator. I'm not sure where it says, but I think I'm 4-6. Yeah. But you guys, this is why we just have to talk about everything all the time. Also touches on strength 8 and justice 11. Yes, but in the Hermetic tarot, which is kind of in between RWS and Thoth, in Hermetic tarot, those cards switch as well. But like the justice card is Capricorn and not Libra, and the strength card is, let me find it. So this is their own tarot deck that like C.C. Zane, he was the founder of the Brotherhood of Light. And he, so this is the Sacred Tarot book. I've shown it a couple different times, the Brotherhood of Light. This is the Sacred Tarot. It's called the Ancient Egyptian Tarot. This is the deck that they created, but it came out in like 1936 or something. I actually found and have one of the original copies of that deck. Actually, this one's from 1964, but it's kind of like in between Thoth and RWS. It is a pip deck, but it does show all the astrological associations. The glare is bad, and it even shows the deacons. This even shows the deacons. But for instance, okay, so like this is the number 8 card. So in RWS, this would normally be the strength card, which would be Leo. But this is actually, oh no, so this, instead of being the strength card, it's the 8th card is the justice card. You can see it's the justice cards. That is Ma'at holding the scales of justice. But you can also see that it's Capricorn. And it's the other thing that's crazy about this system is that the swords are earth and the pentacles are air. It is, this is why I say to myself, I don't even know why I do this to myself. I'll learn a system and I'll finally feel competent and proficient in it. And then I'll start learning a different system where it switches everything up. You guys, look at this. Just look at this book. How much I have it. I'm in a sacred tarot class every Monday night. The teacher's name is Aurelio. He's amazing. And he was part of the Golden Dawn for like 25 years or something. And then he left the Golden Dawn and joined the Brotherhood of Light. And his class is amazing. And like you guys, these classes, they just ask for a donation. It's legit. My Sagittarius placements are, I have, I'm pretty sure my Mercury, let's see. So I have Mercury in Sagittarius, Neptune in Sagittarius in the 8th house. And then in the 9th house is my Sun 9th house and Venus 9th house. So the class is almost done right now. I don't know that you can join halfway through, but they will redo it. So you can still join the organization, and they run your natal chart. Like, you have to apply, and then they're going to run your natal chart through everything, and then they'll either accept you or not. And it's really been an amazing thing. So yes, I do have some 9th house and Sagittarius placements. But this system really interesting. So yeah, that would be traditionally the Strength card, but it's the Justice card. And even I think in the Thoth, even though they switched the 8th and 11th card as well, it's not Capricorn. I think it's still Leo, right? Or am I wrong? Let me grab my Thoth deck right here. So, and in the Royal Tarot, the Royal Path Tarot, the Fool is 22. So am I reading your Hermetic astrology chart? This chart that I just was looking at here, I use Astro Gold on my phone. So that's Western. The Hermetic astrology doesn't change anything that much. The only thing is, like, they don't focus on the north and south nodes, which is kind of interesting. And they don't focus on any of the comets. And they have a heavy focus on like dignities and what else? The deacons, the orbs, the let's see here. Like this, you guys, let me just show you. In the astrology class that I took, this is the information, this book, this binder. These are all the handouts that I got for that class. Like, it's no joke. Okay. How it's different from Western, I don't really know. It still does have all the planets. Like, it's not just the 7 classical planets, but you do still learn about how those, planets. I'm trying to explain it. I'm probably not doing a very good job. There are some words that would make sense of how it's different. But I digress. But I'll say this right here. So my astrology learning and knowledge and study was one of the last things that I picked up, because my birth chart does not have a birth time on it. And my mom had 8 kids. So it's hard to get into astrology when you can't even have your natal chart done. So I had always wanted to learn astrology, but I wasn't able to because I didn't have a birth time. So I started with other, studies like the tarot. And then I ended up manifesting my birth time, and I'm not even kidding. So I ended up going through some old boxes, and I was able to find and I'll show this to you guys. I found this paper that my mom had filled out when I was born, and look at it, you guys. It's literally the zodiacs. It's the 12 zodiacs. She had filled this out, and it has my birth time on it. I found this like maybe 5 years ago. But is that not crazy? And my mom was Mormon, so why she was like filling out my birth information on a zodiac paper, I have no idea. Yeah, that's probably one of the coolest things I've ever manifested in my entire life. My mom does not remember filling that out. When I showed that to my mom, she was like, "What?" I just ripped that right off the wall. Can I check my birth time with the hospital where you're born? I had tried. I could not find any information. Now, I will say this, if there is anybody out there that is in a position like me who doesn't know their birth time, you can use horary astrology. If you know somebody who's really skilled at horary astrology, they can narrow down your birth time with very, very high accuracy. And the Church of Light, the Brotherhood of Light, they do have an amazing horary astrology program, which I'm going to be taking next after I finish astrology. So they basically have, it's like 32 books, okay? And you're supposed to take the first 3 books in order. So like, for instance, the Sacred Tarot that he keeps showing you guys, that's actually book number 6. So you're not supposed to take the Sacred Tarot until you've taken at least books 1, 2, and 3. But they even highly suggest that you take everything in order. Okay. I found this organization through this book. I bought this book on eBay, and then I found the organization and joined the organization. I'm taking my test for book number 3 today or tomorrow, because you're only allowed to take one test and like check off one book or class in a lunar month cycle. So you can take one, even though that's the fastest they'll let you go through. So I'm taking the test for the number 3 book, which is on masonry. And horary astrology, I think, is book like 20 or something. So you can tell how far in the book is how much base knowledge and understanding you already need to have to be able to even get there. But they have some amazing astrologers, and their astrology software is so amazing. It's like $300, but I bought it. If I can ever figure out how to do an effective screen share on here on StreamYard, I will pull up that astrology software and show you guys the Hermetic astrology software. It's really, really, really cool. It shows you some really awesome like infographics that make learning really, really easy. Good morning. But I still will cross-reference my Hermetic chart with the Astro Gold. If anybody has any recommendations for a really good astrology program for PC and Windows, because I can't seem to find one. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. So I have Astro Gold on my phone. You can have Astro Gold on Mac PCs. Well, I know Macs aren't PCs, but on Macs, but they don't make an Astro Gold program for Microsoft or whatever. I'm the first person that's engaged in this conversation on YouTube. This is great. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, this is actually streaming on YouTube, 2 of my Facebook groups. Kaz, are we friends yet? I need to be your friend. But so yeah, Real Sky Astrology, back to just circle all the way back to that. I feel like I'm the White House press secretary. Let's circle back. Real Sky Astrology totally fascinates me because Kaz seems to know quite a bit about it. She might even know more than me. Are there any other books out there on Real Sky, or is Real Sky exclusively Julie Kuchia Watts's system? And I'm pretty sure that this is also a question to you guys that might know more. Is Real Sky Astrology kind of the same thing as sidereal? Are those the same? Oh yeah, awesome. Lakia, I had joined the one, and I didn't realize I joined one group, and there was a I just didn't like the moderator very much, but I think it was your group. But I'll give it another chance. But I need some really good astrology group suggestions. But Hermetic tarot, because we were also talking about that. So in Hermetic tarot, the Fool is the 22. And I know that you can make the Fool either the 0 or the 22. I understand that. But in the Hermetic system, it is the 22nd card. But what I wanted to look at was, let's look at the 8th card. So in the Thoth system, the 8th card is the Adjustment card, yes, which is the same thing as the Justice card, but it's Libra. It's Libra energy. And the Justice card in RWS is also Libra energy, even though it's in the 11th card instead of the 8th. But in Hermetic tarot, the 8th card is the Ma'at, which is the Justice card, but it's Capricorn. Astrology Explorers. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah, it's always nice to have some places for beginners, but then it's like, where do you go if you're intermediate? Or, obviously I want to become advanced, but it's nice to have places to go along the journey. So in the Hermetic tarot, the Devil, which is traditionally Capricorn, is just the Saturn. It just is ruled by Saturn, which makes sense that it's not Capricorn, but it's Saturn. Did my chart on that site you mentioned in another live, and holy smokes, totally nailed it so much. Oh, good. Normally for people to just run their chart on their own, I probably mentioned Cafe Astrology. I mean, you might as well, right? Obelisk Roland Legrand is good for Western. As far as like books and like an author, or what? Yeah, tell me all your suggestions. Don't just let me sit here and tell you guys everything. Okay, for a minute, let's get back. There are probably people like, we just showed up because we wanted our daily card pull. If you could just quit running your mouth. Instead of calling it rambles, I should be like, rise, running mouth with read. I mean, rambles is the same thing. But. Okay, so we ended on Aquarius. So now Pisces. Pisces for July 5th. And I started with Virgo, so I still have half the zodiac to go with. I think maybe for tomorrow morning, instead of doing zodiac signs, you guys, why don't we do human design tomorrow? We'll do the human design groups tomorrow. Okay, so for Pisces, you also have, instead of the Ace of Buttons in reverse, you have the Page of Buttons, or the Page of Pentacles in reverse. A 1-3 projector. You would be a projector. And Jana, that was what I thought you were. My friend Jana, I did her human design for her. Projectors are very rare. But there's one more. So there's generators, manifesting generators, reflectors, the reflectors. Maybe Jana was a reflector. But I believe that, Lewis, that you're a projector. But I swear I thought you had told me at one time you were a manifesting generator. He has books on Amazon, has a school and a business that provides services. He's working on a book for karmic astrology. Wow, I would love to look into that as well. I will say the one thing I'm stuck on right now is progress charts, but it's mostly because I'm stuck on my software that I bought. I just need to learn how to operate my software more effectively. I'm pretty sure you're a reflector, Jana. You're either a projector like Lewis or a reflector, but I know you are one of the more rare ones. The generators and manifesting generators are a little bit more common, I guess you could say. Yeah, for sure. Please do, Kaz. I would love that. So, for Pisces, procrastination. What's new? Procrastination. Let's get you a oracle card. Reflectors are rare and everyone needs one in their life. Jana, you got to go run it. What are you, a reflector or a projector? I know it was one of the two. Waiting for Asia to do her body graph. You have a guess. What's your guess, Kristen? I think she'll be a reflector or a projector too. Now, I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form with human design. I am trying my hardest. Kristen's doing an amazing job trying to keep me motivated. But I just don't feel like she'll be a generator. I feel like she's going to be a reflector or projector. Pisces. And Asia is a Pisces. So if she watches this on the playback, here's your card, Asia. And any other Pisces, including Bianca, who normally watches. Who else are Pisces out there that you watch daily? Okay, so Pisces, trust your faith. Dive into the unfolding journey. What is your faith asking of you? For Pisces. What is your faith must be asking you to have faith in yourself or whatever the project is that you're wanting to start, that you're procrastinating or, being lazy with starting. That's what the cards say. Don't blame me. I didn't say it. Okay. What's next? Aries. Facebook 227. Oh, Facebook user, but you're a Pisces 227. Okay. Well, where are you procrastinating? Is there something that you've been thinking about wanting to get started, but you've been procrastinating? Today, April 5th, is asking you to look into that and maybe take some action on that. Aries. Six of Cups, forgiveness. Actually, it's Six of Cups reversed, I think. This one's kind of hard to know. It's in reverse. Six of Cups reverse. Forgiveness. Being very serious. Also being very independent. I'm feeling projector with mental or self-directed authority or reflector. I just sense a lot of openness. Oh, yeah, for sure. So you are a projector then, Jenna. Okay. I knew it was one of those two. And then wait, what was Lewis again? Let me go look. Lewis. Projector also. Okay. So are the projectors the ones that are supposed to be invited? Or is that the reflectors? So wait for an invitation. That's the thing. Okay. Aries, Six of Cups reversed, all about forgiveness today. And we also have express yourself creatively. Start something new. What creative pursuit do you feel drawn to? You are in your Aries element for the next couple of weeks. Aries is cardinal energy, cardinal fire, which is literally all about starting, initiating. You are the initiator. So you are supposed to be starting something. Maybe that's starting some shit. I don't know. It's not up for me to decide. You can decide. Projectors wait for the invitation. Okay. Yeah. One of my really close sisters was a projector. What I found out interesting when I was studying kind of to help her, projectors, I guess, like when they're next to generators or manifesting generators, they can literally be like sucked dry. And if you're a parent, specifically if you're a projector parent and you have a generator or a manifesting generator child, like they even suggest not to co-sleep at all with that child, because that child will literally just be like pulling your energy all through the night while you're trying to sleep. And because generators and manifesting generators, because we have the splenic authority, again, I'm not an expert, correct me if I'm wrong, we can also generate more energy. We can regenerate ourselves energetically. But if you're a projector, you have a harder time. Brittany, you've been so patient. Come for the read, stay for the ramble. That's what I say. But if you have a child, if you're a mom or a dad that's a projector and you have a generator or manifesting generator child, you have to be really careful or you're not going to get any sleep. Projectors need to sleep alone even. Yeah, I guess that makes sense with partners, not just children. If you're in a relationship with a generator, literally they're going to just suck your energy dry all night. Not in a sexy way at all. So, here for the ramble. Yes, that's what we do. We just be rambling. All right, Taurus. Especially Brittany, just being so patient out there, holding it down like Tauruses do. All right. Well, for your patience, you're getting rewarded with 2 cards. You are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? And you can make it through. Your higher self is always guiding you. What wisdom does your higher self have for you? Okay, that's our Taurus oracles. And let's go ahead and get the tarot. Generator types have an enveloping aura. Projectors can get brought in by them really quickly. So generators envelop, and then the projectors would so instead of draining them, they're just pulling them. Isn't it kind of like a vortex type situation? Maybe that's why I'm always tired, LOL. Did you do do you know your, if you have taken your manifesting generator quiz, if you guys that don't know what we're talking about, human design is kind of it's a hybrid of systems. So it's astrology, it's, I think there's Vedic something to do in there, like the I Ching, quantum physics. Lewis and Kristen would probably know a lot more. It's literally like so multifaceted. You can run your chart just like your birth chart, your natal chart. You need your exact birth time and location. But if you just type in like free human design chart, you can run it. And there's a couple different websites that you can use. But one of them gives you a lot more information. Like here's one of my charts. Like look at how much free information it let me print out about myself. Which this one is from Genetic Matrix. So maybe Google Genetic Matrix, because it'll give you a lot of free information. Projectors have an absorbing aura. Oh, they absorb. Okay. Projector aura is always seeking to guide. With generators, drive and energy while sleeping. Projectors lose energy. Well, I'm glad I'm not one of those, because I need my energy. And I feel like I'm always complaining about being drained energetically, but apparently not as much as a projector. Taurus. Where you at? There it is. The Chariot, great card for today. All about a lot of action. Again, spring break, you're probably home with your kids. Maybe you guys have a lot of errands to run. The Chariot could also be about, making some decisions, or maybe you were in a place where you were needing to make a decision. Now the decision's finally made. You're ready to move forward. It's very much action, okay? Willpower, determination, control. It's technically the Cancer's card. Although back to Hermetic Tarot, the Moon is the Cancer's card, which makes me so much happier, because it drives me nuts that in RWS and both the Moon card is Pisces, because Cancer is ruled by the Moon. So it only makes sense that the Moon should be the Cancer card, not the Chariot, but whatever. And this, we'll still just say that it's Cancer energy, even though this is for Taurus. So get out there and make some things happen today, Taurus. That's a really good energy. Plus it's major arcana card. So there's a lot of energy for you in that today. Okay. Gemini. Gemini, or the Gemini moons, which we've talked about. We've got several Gemini moons up in here today, including my new granddaughter, her Gemini moon. Energy for April 5th for Gemini. The moon. So then we get the moon. See, we just are always getting what we're attracting, you guys. Our words are very, very powerful. The moon for Gemini. And I literally said Gemini moons also as we were doing that. The subconscious, intuition. Is there something that needs to be brought to light? Because sometimes the moon is going to illuminate what would normally not be seen. Although, right now we're in the new moon cycle, waxing moon, so there isn't a whole lot of illumination happening. It's more maybe working on the shadow aspects, or the very, very beginnings of bringing something to the light. But it's in the upright position. Okay, so that's really amazing. The moon for Geminis today. And that was way too many cards. Gemini. And you've gotten deep inward journey. You'll be rewarded for the work. And that actually makes a lot of sense because the moon did just move into Gemini last night. So we are in Gemini moon. So you may be feeling just inward. Like you need to go inward today. You don't really feel like being social. You might need to go a little bit, curl up into your hermit energy. Go deep inward. You'll be rewarded for the work, the inner work. Maybe do some journaling today, some shadow work. How can you alchemize your fear? How can you alchemize your fear? And what is it that you're fearful of? Gemini, and specifically you Gemini moons. That was definitely for you guys. Okay, so Cancer up next. Cancers. What does Cancer need to know today, April 5th? This, I can't remember who this came up for, but it came up once today. You are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, and transcending. How can you invite more grace to guide you, Cancer? That image gives me very much like astral travel type vibes, very much out of body. Maybe you were doing quite a bit of work in the astral last night in your dreams, Jana. That wouldn't surprise me. Make sure when you're doing a lot of work on the astral, if you're doing a lot of dream work, which with Jupiter and Pisces, I'm sure we all have been, but make sure you're coming all the way back into your body during the day. Make sure that you're doing some grounding. Again, back to the Soleil water. That's why Soleil is so important first thing in the morning as well. Not only to get all that electric conductivity going through the blood, but that's going to help ground you. It really helps to ground your energy. So if you're not already on the Soleil water, look it up. It's really, really great for you. Okay, the tarot card for Cancer for today, April 5th. Get back in your body. With the Nine of Wands, okay, which Nine of Wands is definitely a card of healing. Okay. Resilience, persistence, courage. Wands always an action element, passion. This is known as the Nine of Matches in this case because this is the 5-cent tarot. So taking some action towards your healing journey. It's upright. Both your cards were upright. So you're going to have a good day today, Cancers. Okay, now Leo. And I think we're ending on Leo today because we started with Virgo. So Leo, what do you need to know today? There you go, Lions. Where are you at? The Devil. So I don't always just jump to like, ooh, the Devil's not always a bad card. It can be a little bit of excess, obviously. It can be choosing to relinquish your power over to something, or you're thinking that something else has power over you, but you're the one that's relinquished that power. So if you're not happy in that situation, you just need to take your power back. Make sure that you put some temperance into your life. You need a little bit more balance and get rid of some of that excess. Exhibit a little bit more self-control today. Okay, Leos, a little bit of self-control goes a long way. Also, though, express yourself creatively, start something new. Of course, as a Leo, you're probably always going to be expressing yourself creatively. And you also got the deep inward journey. You'll be rewarded for this work. So that with the Devil, I would make part of that inward journey in finding ways that you can exhibit more self-control, release any chains or any, vices that you feel like have control over you that you don't want to have control of you. That could be sugar, that could be video games, that could be sex, that could be drugs, that could be alcohol, whatever it is. And then I feel like by releasing those things, it's going to enable you to be able to express yourself more creatively. It's going to give you the energy that you need to create whatever that something is that you're wanting to create. Oh, my husband's calling me, but I'll have to call him back. So I think we made it through all the signs. If I didn't, let me know and yell at me if I forgot somebody. That's what makes it kind of hard if I start out of order. Like when I start with Aries, it just makes it easier for me to make sure that I hit everybody. But I know that it's not fair to make Pisces have to wait every single day. Today, Leo had to wait. And I feel like Leos are probably not very good at waiting since they think the world revolves around them because they're the sun, right? All right. Well, we've talked about a lot of interesting things today. And now, because I was gone all day yesterday and bogged down with drama, nonsense, and babies, I definitely need to go work. So I'm going to head off. I'm glad you guys joined me today. And I hope you got something productive. And have a good day. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.